Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher. Last year's critically acclaimed series returns to follow Evan, Gwen, and Marky as they vie for their students' divided attention. See why Cosmopolitan called its premiere season a masterclass of comedy, while Glamour raved it's the year's funniest and most heartwarming new comedy series. FX's English Teacher. All new Thursdays on FX. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Tom, favorite over-the-top sandwich?
Shack Stack.
What the hell is a Shack Stack?
Shake Shack's portobello mushroom, fried portobello mushroom on top of the cheeseburger. So you have a stack of a portobello mushroom burger on top of a cheeseburger, and it is so delicious. I love that.
I'm not sure where I come down on the is a burger a sandwich or is it its own carved out classification, but I will grant it to you. But the answer is the deep fried Creole barbecue shrimp po' boy at Parkway Bakery in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Well, that's a good answer. That's a great answer.
This is Pack Your Knives. I'm Kevin Arnovitz.
And I'm Tom Haberstroh.
Tom, I have whiplash. I watched 3 different broadcasts on 3 different platforms. I saw a quickfire disguised as Last Chance Kitchen, or was it Last Chance Kitchen disguised?
Was it a bake-off, or what?
I don't know. And then we saw a picnic team challenge, but whose elimination was then delayed. For those of you on the East Coast, did not go to bed knowing who won the week. Not to get into programming, producer notes, and meta structural commentary, Tom, but I'm a little confused. Are you?
Yeah, it was not a great viewer experience of just like, we have these supersized episodes, Kevin, this year. And I was like, there wouldn't be any, opportunity to like have to tack on an on-demand part 2 epilogue to be continued. But here we are, where it was a very confusing episode from the very beginning. The jump was this quickfire / Last Chance Kitchen final round with Dale and Begonia. That was kind of part of the competition, but it wasn't a quickfire with all the rest of the cheftestants. This was, I feel like my head is spinning. I feel like I just got off a roller coaster ride and I don't know which way is up.
And literally, you just watched the elimination like literally 5 minutes ago.
Yes, because I went on demand on the TV and it wasn't there. Maybe I was looking in the wrong place, and so I just assumed it wasn't up yet. And then you directed me to the website, and so I watched it on the website. And there was a pantry out the back of a BMW, and there was a fillet a beef fillet that was made. Let's just start from the
go
beginning
through it, but
we'll get there.
It's funny, and we love Top Chef, we love Last Chance Kitchen, we love the good people at Comcast and the Overlords. We love the little L's. I would just say that if there's any polite instruction or commentary to the good people who make these decisions, like, I mean, it's like I get home from dinner at 9 o'clock, Tom, or I get home from dinner at 8 o'clock. Like, I watch the episode, as I often do, from the 6 o'clock recording on Bravo, and then, went over to where do I stream? I stream it in any number of places. I stream it on Peacock. I stream it on Bravo. I did not find it. It wasn't until I was slipping around around 9:15 that I saw the finale. Guys, we understand you need to promote the digital product. It's a little unreasonable. Like, Tom is not a Luddite. He's not my grandfather. He generally I can attest, having worked with him and being his friend, he can generally work his way around digital platforms. Like, if that dude can't find the content, just finish the episode in the episode. Just do it over the air.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But you know what, Kevin? We had what that means is we had
a lot of action.
A supersize, an XL version, an overtime. We didn't just go, a 4-quarter game of basketball. We got overtime, and possibly we could argue that it was a triple overtime game because we had the Luciana, Last Chance Kitchen, and Begonia and Dale beforehand. Yes. We haven't covered that, but basically we are now down to 2 Last Chance Kitchen.
There was one notable kind of thing in that Last Chance Kitchen, which is Tom kind of threw out, it's a three-way cook-off. Someone's got to do crunchy, someone's got to do chewy, someone's got to do creamy. Begonia just kind of decided unilaterally she was doing chewy. The other 2 contestants, Dale and Luciana, assumed, probably rightly, that there would be a discussion. Begonia just, nope, we got 30 minutes. She starts running. She gets her squab, good chewy item. Starts getting her mushrooms, good chewy item. And she just goes, leaving kind of Luciana dumbfounded at the fact that, I guess I'm doing crunchy, but still decides to do squab.
Oh, that was
not
so
exactly
good.
A crunchy item, but she kind of cooks the hell out of it, does crunchy cassava with it, the crispy skin. She loses. Begonia wins. Dale moves on as second place, and that's what gets us to the quick fire, right?
Yeah, and just a note, like how Tom Colicchio was so just stunned that, like, not only did one person do squab, 2 people did squab. He's like, what? We have now.
Because it was a progressive dinner, right? Like, they were supposed to kind of work together to do a meal, and it just became clear.
It was an appetizer, it was a main, and then a dessert. Right. And so imagine ordering squab as an app and as a
squab tasting
main
menu. Yes.
So, Kevin, we need to add it to the lexicon, to the encyclopedia of Top Chef. This is not Top Scallop. This is not Top Chef. This is not Top Squab. Here we go. This is not Top Squab.
We should see squab more, though. It is a good protein.
So we got basically looking at what's this quick fire? Oh, it's actually not a quick fire with the whole group. It's Begonia in a cook-off with Dale. That is Last Chance Kitchen, the final round, the final Mortal Kombat character that you have to beat. And it turns out they have to make 2 towers or multiple towers for tea time.
Yes.
This was confusing too. And poor Begonia just juggling these plates like she's some sort of Houdini, running across the room, falls, and it's just a total disaster. Kevin, this makes me feel like, as someone who drafted Begonia, we need more than an hour to do this. This is not fair. This is cruel what they did to Begonia.
Yeah, I will say this. Some of it's self-inflicted, and I'm a huge Begonia fan. In fact, I can't recall a contestant I've loved more who wasn't on my team. So each of the chefs had to make one of those little finger sandwiches, sort of the bad British version of like the Japanese milk bread sandwich, but kind of cut in little finger sandwiches. Had to do a scone, which is a biscuit that also that's. We will discuss scones, differences from biscuits some other time, and then a pastry, right? And so those are the 3 components. You got to do 3, but you got to do them on 7 towers, which take forever to plate because you got to put the little plate in the little rim. And Begonia didn't do herself any favors. For the first point, she decided to add an unnecessary component to her scone. which was a compote of beet and tomatoes. What makes the scone is kind of the easy item here, right? In the sense that, yeah, it's difficult. You have to come up, you have to do the dough and everything else. But once you put it in the oven, theoretically, and certainly the way Dale did it is once you take it out, it's done. Like, you don't have to spread or spoon anything additional on it. So I would say Begonia did not help herself. In fact, that was the thing that was missing from everything, was the scone with the compote on it. And it's because she actually gave herself an unnecessary component. I thought the eclair was a little more intricate in terms of getting it on the plate, right? Because you have the pastry, you got the cream, you got to do the cream with a little swirly. Whereas Dale just does a ginger cake thing and a little dollop kind of a mango compote, which he didn't get onto every single cake because time was of the essence there. So I think she didn't help herself. And then obviously the thing she couldn't control, which is the spilling the plates, which was just terrible to watch. Really difficult.
We had Sarah on last week, and Sarah has her own scoring system for if you get DQ'd because you didn't get a dish out to the judges. Now it makes sense because Begonia should have been DQ'd from right from the beginning because she didn't get a dish out. And so it was totally anticlimactic. I felt so bad for her because she knows the verdict here before. Why do we have to go through this parade or the charade of here's this dish and this dish and we're going to review this dish when we know that she's done. She can't possibly win when she didn't put out the dish. So it was a huge bummer, not just because my chef Begonia was gone, but it was just kind of, it didn't work. That whole conceit didn't work for me because it was just it took all of the drama and tension out of what should have been a really interesting dynamic. It was gone because I guess you could argue that was Begonia's fault. That wasn't the structure of the challenge, but it was obvious from the beginning. As soon as she wasn't able to plate it, it was done. So I'm so sad to see Begonia out. I could not have imagined this turn of events, that she would go to Last Chance Kitchen this early and then get back into the competition, 1 foot in, and then not be able to plate a dish out on time. It's very sad. However, Kevin, Dale gets immunity out of this?
Yeah, I thought a little grade inflation there, right?
Whoa. I was like, oh, wow, Dale is back. That's great. And then they gave him immunity. And if I'm the rest of the contestants, I'm like, what the heck? This guy just shows up at a Last Chance Kitchen. He's already been eliminated once, but he gets the immunity now?
See, actually, one of the things we've talked about is sort of the early readmission is not something we love. I would actually go the other way and say, if you are ever readmitted from Last Chance Kitchen, you are not eligible for immunity ever.
That's right. You should be in your own special little category. Or if you're in the bottom 3, you're automatically sent home. I mean, that might be a little bit drastic, but just the idea of you getting back into the competition, you should be playing from behind. You shouldn't be on third base. And so I think when you're talking about this, I think it's probably some sort of filming thing where, we just got him back into the program. We're not quite ready to do a Last Chance Kitchen set. And it would be kind of dull if Dale went back to Last Chance Kitchen. Do you send a guy back to Last Chance Kitchen if they've already been there? Should we do that on World All-Stars? But I was a little surprised that they did the immunity thing. And he's super excited because he gets a hug from Padma. He's emotional. We find out he's a triathlon athlete, and he was a huge dick back in the day. I did not know that.
That was kind of a surprise that I did not have him as that.
Yeah, didn't peg him as an absolute tyrant in the kitchen.
No.
But maybe he got a little Joe Sasta with the mustache, and he just became a little bit mellowed out over the years. That, I guess, triathlons do that to you.
Indeed. And we go to the elimination, which is do a picnic basket as a team. The teams each have a budget of, what it was, 250 pounds, is that correct? That was split between 2 different retail establishments, right?
That's right. The official grocer, I even forget what the name was.
Fortnum and Mason. It is quite the.
Is it like the Trader Joe's of England?
No. It would be more like the absolute deluxe gourmet shop of all gourmet shops.
Okay.
Of London, right? There's one I know there's one near King's Cross Station. There's one in Piccadilly. I think there are a couple of others ones. I think they've opened around the world elsewhere, like maybe Hong Kong. I can't remember, but
it's not Italy
it's a big
or
deal.
anything.
Yeah, it's kind of an Italy type experience, but with a British tinge, which means not as good. But yeah.
Okay. So they have a budget there, but the mileage is really small at that. Like the budget at that place. I mean,
yeah, you
can maybe
caviar, all these premium items, right?
And then they have a Whole Foods budget. And Tom, what an off day for Tom. Just everything. He just salvaged it at the end. I have a rant about those sandwiches at the end. But this cioppino salad that he spent the entirety of his budget, of his team's budget, was such a poor decision just from a chemistry standpoint, or a team aspect. It's just, you're hogging the ball and you're a 30% shooter, right?
Right.
Like you're hogging the ball for what? For a cioppino salad, which doesn't even make sense, Kevin.
I mean, the funny thing is, I think there is a cioppino salad that makes sense, right? Like, let's just say you do kind of beautiful chilled seafood with lovely tomatoes, maybe some orange, some fennel, other herbs, and a lovely vinaigrette. Like, I actually think it sounds like it's kind of what I want for lunch, right? Tomatoes with the acid, the seafood can be lovely and rich, and if you poach it in whatever it is, right? Like, it's not a terrible idea. The way he did it, like, why are you doing a tomato gel?
Yeah.
It's a picnic. Like, and I know Tom has this very stubborn streak. Like, we saw it in the cookie biscuit competition where he decides he's going to make it. He's a little bit bratty. And I don't mean that it's obviously pejorative, but I don't like, he's just kind of he's stubborn. He's an independent spirit. And if he doesn't like the parameters of the challenge, he's just going to do it his way, the way he would do it. Well, that's all well and good, except that they are the parameters of the challenge. So you're going to lose. And, in the process of trying to make this, this tomato gel with all these other 10,000 components, it wasn't even a good version of the thing he was trying to do, which I don't think was like intrinsically a terrible idea. Like,
he spent a small country's GDP on caviar chips that were forgettable.
Yeah. And I think that was the problem. But I was disappointed because I feel like Tom is sort of a sleeping giant in this competition, in the sense that up until this week, I felt that way, where, he can really execute a lot of different stuff. But he's kind of a little bit of a brat. Like, oh, I'm just going to make a bad cake because I have immunity. Oh, I'm just going to make a cake instead of a cookie because, well, I hate what was his excuse? I don't like dry cookies. Well, tough shit. Like, okay, it's a competition. Like, there's a lot of stuff in my work I don't like either. You have to do it, right? He's a little bit of a brat. And it kind of came back and almost killed him, if not for being able to go up against, in the final elimination that you did not see until 5 minutes ago, against a chef who just has the weirdest taste in Top Chef history. Like, he would have been gone.
So I wanted to ask you, I forgot to mention this a few minutes ago when we introduced the elimination challenge. Did the Downton Abbey scene do anything for you? Is Eric a Downton Abbey fan? Because I know my wife is, but Allison, she isn't caught up to this season yet, so I haven't gotten her take on this castle.
I was a huge fan of like the first 4 or 5 seasons of this show. I really did. I watched them all. I've seen all 50 episodes or whatever. I haven't done the movie and kind of was disinterested in the movie. I'm kind of a leave well enough alone kind of guy. Like, actually, I haven't even done the Deadwood movie, which is crazy because it's one of my 5 favorite shows of all time. I'm sort of the, did
you do the Breaking Bad movie?
I'd not done the Breaking Bad movie, another show I absolutely love. And I'm actually doing a rewatch of Breaking Bad right now, kind of very gradually over the course of the year.
And your assessment on rewatch, still as good as you remember?
Tonally, what the show does is amazing. It's kind of why, like, you start to just appreciate also the slow burn. It's not something you see in television anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's there was this beautiful period of television in the late aughts, early 2010s, Mad Men, Breaking Bad, where like the slow burn, and you don't get that anymore. So anyway, it's great. But it's not a different podcast. I think that's a different podcast where a bunch of dudes talk about television. But Downton Abbey, I'm a fan. And the scene was lovely. I wanted to kind of see, I just wish Maggie Smith were there. That was my only complaint.
So Sylvia does this chicken borek thing that to me looked like quiche almost, like a slice of quiche.
I love burek. Like it's one of like Central Eastern Europe has not done a lot for culinary tradition in this world. Like let's just face it, it is a lottery team in terms of culinary, but the burek is beautiful. Like Tom, when I went to Slovenia, it kind of you can find burek anywhere, like in that entire belt, kind of the whole I'll call the Slavic belt. And when I went to Slovenia last year, like it's sort of the street food of Ljubljana. And
does it have lemon curd on it? Like,
no,
is that the curveball?
Burek is like basically it's kind of I don't want to call it a knish because it's flakier. It's more spanakopita in terms of at least the stuff in that part of Europe. It's just a delicious flaky pastry filled with savory. It could be meat. It could be potato. Yeah. It could be. I mean, there's a great mushroom one. There's this 24-hour joint. I think it's called Olympia Burek in Ljubljana, which is like we would go to like after we'd go out, for drinks. And like it's just it didn't look anything like what Sylvia was doing. And then she said it was a water burek. Yes, you know what I love with my pastry? A watery pastry. Yes, that's brilliant. Oh, it's a combination of a sausage roll and a muffin and a burek. Like, and then we don't want to put on it vanilla salt. No, not vanilla salt. Sweet lemon posset. I love Sylvia. I love her even more for unintentional humor. I love her even more because Sarah loves her. And if Sarah loves her, I'm going to love her.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, like anchovy and parsley cookies, vanilla salt on savory dishes, a lemon curd on top of a chicken pastry. Like, the woman's just, and look, and I don't mean to like insult the great Polish culinary tradition. And I say this as someone who is Polish. Well, Polish Jewish, different story. But I mean, she's just weird. Like it's just nothing is ever appetizing. I'm going through our catalog of notes here from the season. Everything she cooks is just seemingly unappetizing. And I mean, I guess the white borscht.
And look, it's not just us saying this. This is the judges who are saying it. With Tom, so they're being so just diplomatic in their responses. Where it was just, I think Tom just said this was not a good dish, just straight up. And it didn't look good. The menu, if you saw that item on a menu, you're not ordering that. You're wondering if that was a misprint.
No, I don't want anchovy. I mean, look, Begonia did some anchovies in a cookie, but that's different. But like, I don't want an anchovy cookie with shallots. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I love anchovies, and I really love shallots. I am Anthony Bourdain with shallots. Like they are the thing that makes food taste great. I don't even use onions anymore, for God's sakes. But she just has weird freaking taste, man.
All right.
Hello, listener. It's Producer Maze here to talk to you about Quince and their cookware. Cooler nights mean cozy meals at home, and Quince's cookware has made fall cooking so much more enjoyable. Their pieces deliver the quality and performance of luxury brands, but at a price that makes sense. And they look gorgeous on the stovetop, too. No matter what item you need to complete your kitchen, Quince has you covered. With 5-ply stainless steel pots and pans, nonstick skillets, chef-quality knives, and even ceramic bakeware, which is perfect for cozy casseroles or Sunday roasts. And when you look at these prices, you might think, how is Quince doing this? How do they deliver high-quality items similar to high-end brands that are half the price? Well, let me tell you, they partner directly with ethical top-tier factories to cut out the middlemen and pass the savings on to you. And it's not just cookware. I got myself some bath sheets. That's right. When you're a tall man, you have to use bath sheets, not bath towels from Quince. It's like drying off with a cloud. It's incredible. Upgrade your kitchen for cozy fall meals with premium cookware from Quince. Go to quince.com/dings for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dings, DINGS, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dings.
Listener, listen up. This is important, okay? I'm going to try to save you some money here. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. You may think like, oh, that's bad. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. Here's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. You heard that correctly. $15 per month. Ditch overpriced wireless and the jaw-dropping monthly bills. And of course, there are all these hidden fees and stuff, but at Mint Mobile, plans start at $15 per month. All the plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text. You're not doing like weekend and nighttime minutes or anything like that. And it's delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone. Don't have to get a new phone. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. I switched months ago. People have asked, did you actually switch? Yes, I actually switched months ago, and I don't know what to do with all this extra money. I've cheated the system here. I've rigged something. This is an Ocean's 11 situation where I'm stealing wireless from Mint. That's how good a deal it is. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/dings. That's DINGS. That's mintmobile.com/dings. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Hello, listener. It's producer Maze here to talk to you about Kindred. Now, close your eyes like Owen Wilson during a job interview and imagine a way to travel that feels personal, comfortable, and connected without the price tags and the sterile feelings of hotels or short-term rentals. Now open your eyes and stop using your imagination because Kindred has made it very real. That's exactly what they do. Kindred is a members-only home swapping network. It's not a hotel. It's not a short-term rental. It's a smarter way to travel where each stay feels like home. Here's how it works. With Kindred, your home is your ticket. You earn credits by hosting fellow Kindred members, and then you use those credits to stay in over 220,000 homes in more than 100 cities worldwide. There are no hotel costs or rental fees, just the credits that you've earned. Every stay comes with white glove service, 24/7 trip support, and $100,000 in host protection. Make it easier for you to travel and enjoy yourself and not worry about details. I've used Kindred and I found an amazing home for a weekend getaway in an idyllic location with amazing views and great ambiance. It had everything I needed. And the best part was, it cost me $0. So apply now at livekindred.com and use code DINGS to join for free. Plus, you'll earn 5 nights of travel credit just for signing up. That's right, that's 5 whole nights for free at livekindred, KINDRED.com, code DINGS, DINGS, livekindred.com, code DINGS.
This episode is brought to you by 20th Century Studios' new film, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Golden Globe winner Jeremy Allen White and Academy Award nominee Jeremy Strong. Scott Cooper, the director of the Academy Award-winning movie Crazy Heart, brings you the story of the most pivotal chapter in the life of an icon, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Only in theaters October 24th. Get your tickets now.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
Gabri did the smoked fish, do it your own salad with the pistachio Lord. And spicy pesto, which when Gail bit into it, I think it reverberated on the Richter scale because the explosion from that tostada or whatever.
Can we have a conversation about tostadas?
I hate those tacos that you get at Walmart, the hard taco shells that. So like when we were growing up, my mom would
like
make
the Ortega taco shell, like on taco night. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
No one enjoys eating that. I'm sorry, but like you bite into it and then it cracks down the length of the taco at the bottom and all the food falls out. It's the messiest thing. Not in an
eating barbecue ribs is messy but kind of fulfilling in that way.
I hate it. I hate that stuff. Right. So when Gabri was giving that to the judges and it was just exploding and snapping into a million pieces, This is the opposite of picnic food.
Exactly.
I don't need to be grabbing shards of tortilla off the grass, because it is that combustible. So I just, the whole idea of like, they didn't even know what to do with the dish. It might have tasted amazing, but I just feel like it was the wrong meal for the wrong challenge. It didn't work. So Gabri, Tom, Sylvia, man, this
Gabri was quasi bottom, right? Like we think he was clearly just above the bottom of those two, right?
I would say so. I would say so. I think it had okay flavor, but it wasn't a total misfire like Tom and Sylvia. So
I do love, I will say this, I do love the compressed watermelon with like a smoke, like with a ceviche fish. And
why didn't anyone do a ceviche?
Well, he did basically. He kind of did.
Like,
I know. It's the version of the ceviche that comes with the chips that you kind of use as a pusher, almost to kind of you put the ceviche on. I'm with you. Like I say this as someone who does. Like I don't mind messy food. Like there's something fulfilling about getting your hands dirty on a savory meal and licking your fingers. Like, but I've always found the massive tostada that just cracks upon impact and goes everywhere, and then you're basically using a fork to kind of collect the scrapnel. You have
to wear goggles to eat these
exactly.
tostadas.
But yeah, I'm surprised no one did a ceviche. Although I tell you why no one did, because it had to sit all night and day, and that's why. That's why.
Can you chill it?
Well, just overnight. It's just like raw fish is just something you want to kind of go right into. I think which is there's a reason. Nicole kind of, and we'll get to Nicole in a second, but like I think the cooked chilled salmon works best.
All right, so Amar does the rum raisin flan.
Oh, that looked good.
I'm
all over.
Amar is sneaky good this season. He is delivering in a very just unassuming way, where he just seems like he's kicking back, probably putting back a few beers, and just cooking his ass off. Whereas everyone else is scrambling and like sprinting around, dropping plates. He just like. There's no drama with him. He loves everybody, especially Ali, somehow on his team again. And he puts out an amazing dish, an ode to his mother who helped raise him and being the caregiver for his father who had the brain tumor. This was just like Amar with the pineapple and sage marmalade. And they said it was perfectly cooked. There were no bubbles in the flan. And one of the remarks was, "Mama taught you well." Amar is on my team, and I gotta tell you, I don't want to say he's a favorite or he's a contender to win this whole thing. I just want to say, bravo to Amar. He's doing a great job recently.
Yeah, in the last few weeks, he's really found his own confidence. He's kind of his identity. I'm the old guy. I'm unflappable. It works, and he is. Yeah, he's cooking well and kind of doing it simply, right? Like a big braised lamb shake, a flan. Like it is very homey cooking. He's not overly. He ain't chefing it up, right? Like he is not chefing it up. And it's interesting because generally speaking, you can say there's sometimes a ceiling once we get later in the competition on that kind of cooking. But right now, it's just working. The guy is in a zone. Not as much as a zone as Ali is, though. And the Muhammara was with the pickled walnuts?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And pomegranate vinaigrette.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just that acid with that rich pepper. I love like that dip. And by the way, just major respect for just talk about like unflappable and detail oriented, getting the paper towels in if you're going to use, cause that's tough. Like you want to do a lettuce cup, but this shit's going to sit overnight. Right. And so like lettuce wilts, but you have to be really good with the paper towels to absorb up any kind of the moisture that's emitted from the green. Like the guy is just a professional freaking chef right now. And he is cooking his ass off.
I'm going to admit something here. I have a crush on Ali. When he had a t-shirt on, he looked ripped and then he jumped over a table. Did you see that?
Tom, is there something you want to tell me?
I don't know. I drafted in number 1 and then I'm watching this episode and I'm like, why did I draft that dude number 1? And I know there was the whole like social media, like he had 1 billion followers on Instagram or something like that. But I'm watching and I'm like, he's kind of jacked and he just jumped over nonchalantly over a table. And I find him to be very good looking, very good in the kitchen. And I just think I have a crush on him.
Yeah, no, in the language of my partner, he is winning. He is winning.
He's winning at life. So
Yes.
he does this, the Muhammara that was, I got to be honest, it didn't seem like the lettuce wrap was going to be the way to go, but apparently nailed it. And so he gets, it's weird to say, but he's in the bottom because he was on the losing team. But Kevin, do you think Amar and Ali, with either of those dishes, do you think they would have been a winning dish if it was just an individual challenge?
Yeah. I mean, I think Nicole clearly had something that the chefs just absolutely loved. It was so picnicky and perfect and bright and kind of substantial. But yeah, clearly, to me, what I heard them say was there were 3 top dishes, and 2 of them happened to be on the losing team. Like, at least to me, it seemed like if they were going to put together a judges table of 3 you had our 3 favorite dishes of the day, I think it was very clear to me that it was Nicole, Ali, and Amar. And this is sort of one of the problems with sort of the team competitions that are actually individual competitions, masquerading as team competitions. Because it wasn't like, oh, the composition of the basket, you had a protein and you had a this and you had a sweet and you had a fruity and you had, like, no, it was basically everyone do their own thing and throw it into a basket, right? Like, it wasn't really, I don't think it was other than having to fight over resources at the grocery stores, I don't think it was really a team competition. But yeah, it seemed to me that if they were putting together our 3 favorite dishes of the day, it was Ali, Amar, and then Nicole, who we'll talk about on the winning blue team.
So I want to, for our listeners who are scoring at home, this is kind of a weird episode. This is a tricky one, but what I landed on, and Kevin and our producer Anthony Mays, he said, hey, sometimes pitchers can throw 9 shutout innings and not end up with the win. Okay, so it happens. You can be great, but you're on a losing end of a game. That happens in baseball. It happens in any sport. Happens in life. Amar and Ali don't get 5 points for being one of the 3 best dishes. Ali gets 2 points. Amar gets 2 points. We have Victoire getting 2 points. And then clearly the bottom 2 were Tom and Sylvia. Gabri, we also gave 2 points here. So we didn't give them all zeros, basically. We kind of went in the middle, gave them 2 points, which is what we would have done if they were in the middle on a, individual challenge. And so Amar doesn't get 5. Ali doesn't get 5. He gets 2. And then the blue team, they all get 5. And Nicole gets 10 for her niçoise salad. I actually scored this, Kevin. I thought the top 3 in the blue team, I had it as Buddha, Sarah, and Nicole.
Yeah.
And I actually had it Nicole number 1, Sarah at number 2, and Buddha at number 3. And I actually think I'm going to push back a little bit. Maybe it's just that we just had Sarah on the show, but that broccolini, the charred broccolini with the manchego, the lardo, black walnut, truffle vinaigrette.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm ordering that 11 times out of 10 on a menu.
Yeah, it's a great. It's also, what I liked about it was, like, charcuterie is sort of kind of a foundational thing in a picnic, right? Like, you bring some meats, you bring some cheeses, you bring some nuts and fruits to kind of, and like, I love that she essentially said, let's do a charcuterie board, but have as sort of its base this charred broccolini.
Oh, I love charred broccolini.
I do
Kevin.
too. I love kind of that. I'm not a big broccoli guy, but I'm a big broccolini guy. Kind of the ratio of crunch to floret is just better, and that thinner stem. But yeah, that was a really good looking dish. And Buddha, to me, I'm all about the banoffee pie, and there's no such thing as too sweet on that dish for me with the biscuit crumble.
Did he paint that thing? It looked so good. Like, that was incredible. It was a piece of art. And Buddha does this routinely where you're just looking at it. Like, how did he pull that off? I guess this is part of Top Chef that you can bring molds, and he's kind of notorious for having a lot of molds.
I was wondering if that was sort of something that they provided or he bought at the grocery store, or was it like you're allowed to bring that stuff from home?
In past interviews that you're able to bring like certain things from home, that you're allotted like, okay, you're allowed to have 5 items from home.
You know, be a good Top Chef challenge for today's challenge. You have to utilize a thing you brought from home.
Yeah. Or bring one thing from home that you brought with you.
Yeah.
To the chef's table, and now we're gonna switch them up.
Like, that's kind of smart. Yeah.
We're like, he has the banana mold, and now they have to, like,
Nicole has to use it, right? Yeah.
Nicole has to use the banana mold, and
that's smart.
So Buddha's golden banana with the biscuit crumble. It was too sweet for some, but I had like 6 check marks next to the dish when it came out. I just thought, oh, that's going to be the winning dish, no doubt.
It's the thing I would have. It was I love that whole banana caramel toffee category of dessert. That's just where I live. Victoire did foie gras rolled in cabbage leaf with a sweet and sour sauce.
She was on the winning team, so she gets 5. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
she does. She gets 5. So that's what she did. There wasn't a lot of commentary on that. Charbel did crudité with a beet hummus, a baba ganoush, a truffle dip, which is kind of a really good, like, kind of utilitarian picnic dish that you
Low
kind
ceiling,
of always need.
high floor.
Low ceiling, and he nailed it by all accounts. And cut his crudité very appealingly. But and that was that. And then Dale kind of saying, "Hey, I'll go simple because I have immunity and I'm not going to use many resources." Did the deviled eggs with a little dollop of caviar on top, deviled duck eggs.
So I like what Dale did because it was tight, it was efficient. He was able to help other people with his immunity, whereas he could have gone in a different direction, which is doing something totally crazy just because, hey, I've got immunity, I'm going to do something totally off the wall and just to see if I can pull it off. No, he does something that he can be a great team player here, which is what I would have done in this circumstance, because I feel like I was handed just a life jacket, a life preserver while I'm floating in the ocean. Like I don't see the reason why Dale should get immunity after coming back from Last Chance Kitchen, but he used that opportunity to help out his teammates, which I think is going to give him some brownie points with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, good team play, and also deviled eggs are delicious.
Yes, Niçoise salad with salmon, Kevin. What are your thoughts on that? Didn't think it was if you had just given me a menu, I don't think this would have been the best dish that I would order. However, she nailed it with the salmon in plugged in for the tuna. Can you explain to me, Kevin, what is so offensive or what is so disturbing the substitution from tuna to salmon? Because Tom Colicchio did not like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's just people are purists, and I think you and I are both like this in certain ways about certain things, right? Like I get ornery if you try to take the anchovy out of the Caesar salad or replace it with something else, right? Like, no, it's about like tuna niçoise is tuna niçoise, right? It's this combination of a kind of an oil poached tuna with that olivey flavor and everything else, right? And then it's made for tuna, and tuna is a decidedly different fish than salmon.
But it wasn't like she was substituting it with a hot dog.
Right, no, exactly. And that was sort of my thing, is I actually thought it was brilliant because salmon's more resilient than tuna, right? Especially if it's sitting overnight. It's a fattier fish, right? It's more forgiving. Yep. It's really hard to screw salmon up. I mean, you're doing kind of in large batches, whatever. So it's like, and also salmon's just delicious. Like it's fatty. It's this, like, it's what when I have lunch, there's a reason that when you go to various restaurants, it's like add salmon. It's not add halibut or add tuna. Like it's add salmon. And because it is just, you can cook it. It has a high fat content. And so I loved it because I also love kind of the niçoise. I love the little green beans and the potatoes and it's a great salad. It's a classic salad. And I think Tom is just a purist, bless his heart. And I love that he kind of copped to, hey, I didn't want to like it, right? Like he was sort of offended by its reinterpretation. Some things are sacred, but he had to give it to her. And I appreciated Tom for sort of copying to that, and also really appreciate Nicole for just nailing it. I want to talk about Nicole here for a second.
Yeah.
Tom, pop quiz. Which chef Teston, don't look, has more fantasy total points thus far after 6 weeks than any other? Is it Ali? No. Is it Amar? No. Is it Buddha? Our consensus number one? No. Do you know who it is?
I'm guessing it's Nicole.
It's Nicole. You remember when I drafted her high? And you weren't incredulous. You just kind of wanted to know my thinking. And I said, I went back and looked at her scoring from Top Chef Canada, and this woman just romps. Like, she never's on the bottom. Like, she is just a juggernaut. She didn't just win her season. She kind of stomped through her season in a dominant fashion. And, you know, she has this personality that is a little quirky. I think it's off-putting to a few people. But the bottom line is she is just hyper competent. And she keeps turning out dishes that, at the very least, on her worst day, she's kind of in the middle. On her worst day. Like, she doesn't screw up, and then she also just can execute. And it's hard to win with a niçoise salad. As you said, it's not anything you ever want to order off the menu, Tom. And Nicole is just doing it. And this is kind of what I was hoping for when I drafted her. Obviously, I haven't seen those seasons, but I kind of looked at the stats, and that is sort of where we're at now. She just continues to perform well. And there was sort of a really lovely story here, because for winning, she also got $10,000, and she's been going through the very intricate process of adopting a child from Vietnam. And that is expensive, and there are just all kinds of expenses that you incur. And so, according to Nicole, she says that this $10,000 will represent the final installment in the adoption of a child that she's, been wanting for a very long time.
What a heartwarming story. Cheers to you, Nicole. I can't imagine the kind of relief, just financially, all of the other things aside, but the financial barriers to doing this wonderful thing. It seems like this is the reason why we love Top Chef. Is it's a great cooking competition and a great reality show, but some of these little vignettes that they do on the contestants to make them not one-dimensional characters on a superficial TV show, it's much more than that. And so that was really sweet, and just very happy for Nicole, obviously, for winning this competition, this challenge, but on top of that, just the significance of she's changing her life and someone else's life in a very meaningful way. So awesome. And she does get the win here. I would say Amar and Ali, not to belabor the point, awesome dishes from them too. And if they were on the blue team, I think Nicole would have some serious competition. I think Sarah had an excellent dish. I'd probably order that. I'm told that is going to be on the Freight House menu this week, starting this weekend, Kevin.
Nice.
If you wanted to go and get that broccolini with the manchego and lardo and black walnut, it is going to be on the menu at Freight House in Paducah, Kentucky. And thanks to those people who reached out, Kevin, by the way. We were throwing it out there as a possibility last week. A bunch of people responded that they would be in for a Paducah Pack Your Knives dinner. So I don't know what that says about our listeners, that they will be willing to get in a car and go to Paducah, Kentucky to go hang out with us. But I would say it's very, very possible that this is going to happen. Thank you so much for those who are expressing some support to that idea. We might indeed end up.
We might just have to do that. I have a Middle America road trip planned at some point that is going to take me to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and so I might have to fold it into that.
Kevin, I wanted to mention here, we got a Tom Colicchio confessional here. We don't normally get this, where they're interviewing Tom Colicchio on camera about what he just saw in the kitchen.
I love this thing. I told you, because it's good mid-game analysis. It's kind of like the halftime coach's interview, or the quarter turn coach's interview.
And it's actually he's actually saying something that's effective. Like it's something that you actually want to know about, instead of Pop being like, "Hey, what do you think about that third quarter run there? What do you guys do well? We hit shots."
Also, his hilarious, like, what's going on with Sylvia's dish? Like, it's just like his he actually rolled his eyes. I think, like, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So we got that out of the way, and then look, Kevin, Padma throws this curveball at the end, which is the bottom two cheftestants, Tom and Sylvia. Guess what? Come over here, walk with me. I've got something for you. And there's a bake-off, which I get it. It was a longer episode. We had the quick fire that we had to fold the Last Chance Kitchen finale into the episode. And then there was the whole Downton Abbey thing that we had to do. We had the elimination challenge. But then there just wasn't enough time, I guess, to have the final bake-off, or they needed to do a Last Chance Kitchen episodes. Kevin, what was your understanding about what happened here?
I have no idea. Like, I could be a combination of the two. It could be, hey, they wanted, like, LCK. Habituality is important. If people are accustomed to going to LCK and finding something every week, then you need to give them something. It could be that, hey, an hour and 15 minutes. Hey, we just it's hard. Like, we need an extra 6 minutes. Oh, why don't we just put it online? Let's just put it online. That'll be great. It'll be a cliffhanger. But I did my bit up top. I just
sure.
Look, it's everywhere. We're all getting used to, as humans in 2023 of figuring out this platforming and what's streaming and where do I find it? And wait, which company owns which company? Is Hulu got Fox programming? Whatever it is. And it's hard. And I understand there's always gonna be frustration. I just think that service your core fan a little bit better is just kind of what I say. I say that. And by the way, we love the episode. I'm very happy with the outcome. Tom, you're a sandwich maestro. I'm more of a carbophobe. I know you have participated in many of the high-level, high-intensity debates about what constitutes a sandwich, what should go into a sandwich. I'm just curious, how do you kind of size up a competition where you have to make a over-the-top sandwich from ingredients found in the trunk of a BMW?
Kevin, why did Tom and Sylvia feel the need to put stuff on top of their sandwich? Kevin,
I think Central and Eastern European custom, I have no idea what that was about.
What was that about? It's a sandwich. It's not an open-faced sandwich, and it's not a salad on top of a sandwich. Both of them did this. If one person did it, I would have said, oh, send their ass home. Both of them put things on their sandwich. That's not a sandwich anymore. That's a salad, an open-faced salad with a bread in one of the levels of that salad. This was asinine to me. I couldn't believe that both of them had done it. Where Sylvia put crab on top of it. And my sneaky suspicion here is, Kevin, that the appearance of a sandwich irks them so much from a presentation standpoint that these two chefs would present a sandwich with nothing on top of the bread. It was so unappealing to the eye. Cosmetically, it was so disturbing to them that they were going to have this piece of bread with no topping on it. They couldn't present it that way. So I'm guessing Sylvia saw him put some stuff on the top, and then she was like, well, it looks prettier than mine, and we're living in an Instagram era, so we got to make it Instagrammable. And the Instagramifying of these dishes, I hated it. It was so bizarre to me that they put the stuff on top. End rant. Second thing I want to note here is it in London? Is it filet mignon or is it filet mignon? Like I was kind of thrown off by this.
Whatever it is, it's going to be it's going to be overcooked.
Yes,
I never had a piece of meat in London that wasn't hammered. That's been my experience in 25 years.
The dish that Tom put together, the cioppino sandwich, of course. Mr. Cioppino is going to do a cioppino sandwich, a beef fillet with spicy tomato marmalade. I would love that dish. It sounds great.
But he finally backed out. Like he finally realized this was kind of hoping a very important point for Tom, because he's going with the cioppino sandwich, and then he kind of has this revelation. He confesses that, like, you know what? Bad idea. Like, this is what got me in trouble. Like, for all of his kind of obstinance about, I don't like cookies, or, it's like, I'm going to go get a piece of beef tenderloin, right? And I'm going to do a spicy tomato relish and marmalade with watercress, with a little garlic on the sourdough, right? Like, he finally realized, like, what was he trying to prove? Hey, you want to have a bit of a laugh. Great. You'll be laughing all the way back to Last Chance Kitchen. Do you want to continue in the main competition? Get over yourself and your little obsessions and just make a freaking steak sandwich, because you're going up against a woman who's going to put anchovies in like caramel or something. So like, all you have to do is not screw this up. And he did. He changed course right there in the Last Chance Kitchen.
Right. It's the sunk cost fallacy, right, Kevin? Instead of looking at your failed cioppino dish before, instead of doubling down on it and holding on to it, he decided, you know what? I'm going to let that go and move forward, which is the right way to go. And so Sylvia does the champagne hollandaise andouille sausage. Is that the same thing as an andouille sausage, Kevin? Is this just a different pronunciation?
I don't, actually, it's funny. For the first time in my life, I realized that in apostrophe DJ, however it's spelled, might just be a different phonetic spelling than andouille was, we know, ANDOUILLE from kind of the Cajun and French. Yeah. And so I think I made that connection for the first time.
we just did it. Look at us.
So I'm trying to understand, and then she put this salady thing on. Like I don't mean a dog on Sylvia, who by all accounts is just wonderful, and like I just don't understand the food, and maybe that's just cultural ignorance, even though I'm basically a Polish.
So
origin.
Kevin, your life changes when you realize that bread is just gloves. It's edible gloves,
Yes.
right? So when you put the crab on top of the bread, your bread no longer becomes something that functionally works because, oh no, now I gotta like use a fork and knife to eat this or what? The whole point of having a sandwich is that your hands don't get all messy from the spicy marmalade on the beef fillet. The Earl of England Earl of Sandwich was like, yes, I need this, give me this beef, but I need some bread so I don't mess up my hands. When you start introducing crab on top of it, it nullifies the whole thing. So she goes home, and rightfully so from the conceptual standpoint of this dish, and Tom redeems himself with the beef fillet sandwich, which was, I would definitely go for that dish. And Sylvia goes to Last Chance Kitchen, which I think she's going to be the first one there. So we're going to wait to see who joins her. I'm sad to see her go from a personality standpoint.
Yes.
But I do think that this elimination was, it seemed justified from me sitting on my couch, fumbling away, trying to find the on-demand.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time with Sylvia. And it clearly, Tom's interlude, kind of appraising what she's up to with the burek and the lemon curd, was kind of said it all. But she is just wonderful. I'm never sorry to see her on screen, though. I adore her presence in the show. So it just is, there's a juxtaposition here between two different things, and one is her bizarre taste in food, and the other is just her ebullient, lovely personality and good humor and good nature, which I appreciate. So closing thoughts, Tom. I mean, we kind of gone through the scoring. I just kind of want to get your sense on where we are after 6 weeks. We're now in the top 10.
Yeah, I think Ali is the favorite here for me. Buddha has been steadily, doing good dishes, but hasn't been knockout like we thought he would be. Tom actually, like, I was gonna put him in that exclusive circle of contenders for Top Chef, but I got to tell you, it's not just the food decisions that he's making, but it, like we've said, the personality conflicts or quirks of Tom are really alarming to me, particularly in that moment when he was up there with the rest of his teammates. And one of the judges asked the team, like, did you guys get everything that you needed? Or did Tom's, $160 or whatever, his big expenditures, did that hurt you? And instead of letting his teammates pipe up, Tom just barges in and says, yep, they got everything they need. Nothing to see here. And I'm just sitting there being like, brother, that is not good team leadership there. Let them speak for themselves. And they kind of played it up. The magical elves were like zooming in on Sylvia's face, being like, I don't know about that. But that's it. It's a little bit of a red flag for me, Tom, in the rest of the competition. So I probably have Buddha, Ali, and now Begonia being gone. This is an open race, Kevin, and Nicole is barging in as our points leader in the overall point system. We have actually Charbel, because he has never been in the bottom at this point, but I don't put him in that upper echelon quite yet. I think Nicole, Buddha, and Ali, and right there, Sarah and Amar. I'm still waiting for Victoire's breakout performance. I think it's lingering there. But I think right now, Ali, my new boyfriend, apparently, Ali is going to be, I think, in that exclusive circle.
It is a parody season. It is a parody Top Chef season. For Tom Habistro, this is Kevin Arnemitz, and this is Pack Your Knives.